infant, but does that mean I can kill an infant with that same logic?
Well, I mean, the Germans did. So.
But yeah, and what do we call them? Nazis. Do we think it's okay?
No.
Then why would we do it to animals? But just basically advocating for a vegan lifestyle. Do you know what veganism is?
Yep.
Yeah. And what are your thoughts on it?
Well, I'm a hunter, so, you know.
Yeah, fair enough. I grew up in a hunting family too. Yeah, I've been vegan for 6 years. My father was an avid hunter in Northern Ontario. And yeah, shot partridge, all that kind of stuff, eh?
Yeah.
I know that you're probably like recoiling a little bit. I can understand, because it's like a very uncomfortable conversation to have with somebody, right?
I mean, to each their own. That's how I view it. There's no wrong way, right?
Yeah.
Like for me, it's as long as there's it's ethically done on both sides, right? Then there should be no issues. So.
Do you think animals want to die for us?
You know what? I think it makes more sense for me to take an animal who's lived its life happy and healthy and not lining up at a butcher station. So my meat is full, or my freezer's
full of meat that you've hunted and killed yourself. So you don't ever eat like anywhere ever, eh? Meat?
No.
Oh, okay.
Because how that system works, I actually do.
The actual factory farming and stuff, eh?
Yeah, I would much rather see my animals living a natural, full life, and it ending on a good note, right? They don't even know, right? It's just over.
Sometimes, like, you hunt with a rifle?
I do.
So that you shoot them, if you don't hit the heart right away, they die, they run away and die and stuff like that? Suffer, right?
I've dropped all my deer on the spot.
Yeah. So it's not much of a question of if we kill them like quickly or painlessly, because, you know, we can murder humans that way too, right?
Sure.
Could a serial killer say, "Your Honor, I killed him humanely, you know, you didn't feel a thing"?
Okay.
Do you think it would stand up in court?
Well, I mean,
because it's their experience, it's their
use those things the same way. So.
No, you're right, and but
I mean, you gotta look at hunting though as also like. Population management, right? So hunters who do it ethically, you know, we pay for our tags, we pay to be members, we pay for our everything, right? And that money goes back into not agriculture, but the wildlife conservation. So it's all managed ethically. Like there's no. If you want to have an argument with somebody, then argue with the nighttime poachers and the poachers, basically, that don't want to follow any rules, because hunters always follow the rules, and there's no issues there.
So the way I look at it is like from the victim's perspective, right?
I mean,
so
would you rather hit a deer with your car, or would you?
I don't want to hit a deer, but there's also intention, right? So when we hit a car, it's an accident when we hit it with a car, but we're actually going out and saying you're going to die today for my meal, when I can eat a plant-based burger instead, right?
No. Why would you want to eat a plant-based burger?
Because
it tastes like meat. What's the point?
Or you can eat any kind of plant, right? You can eat any kind of anything.
Yeah, you could. Right. Yeah, and I think it's all about balance.
Should be.
Balance, because
can we justify taking it?
Have teeth? Like
canines?
For a reason.
So every herbivore has it, except for horse, have those little canines that you have. True carnivores have the big long razors, eh? What's that?
Horses do.
Okay, sure. I know they have the big clops in the front there, but what I'm saying is that regardless of what we have as far as canines and stuff like that, we can thrive on a plant-based diet, right? And an animal doesn't have to die for no reason, right?
Some people need that meat in their diet.
Do you need it? Do you need it? Not want it? Need it?
As a woman, I also need the extra iron, and I need.
Where does iron come from?
A lot of the minerals or a lot of the nutrients that come from meat that you can't get from plants.
You can't take a supplement, an iron supplement?
Of course I can.
So you could take an iron supplement, skip having to kill the animal, and then still, right?
No, I don't think that you can get from a supplement. You can't quite get the same things as you can get from.
There's actually Dr. Greger. There's lots of doctors, plant-based doctors, that advocate, and they say doesn't matter what stage of life you're at, pregnancy to your death, or an infant, you can thrive on a plant-based diet. But what I'm out here is not here for a health argument. I'm out here for the ethics, right?
Sure.
Can you morally justify killing an animal that doesn't want to die? Like from their perspective, right?
They don't know that they're going to die, though.
Well, they run away from the hunter and the gunshot, right? You know that they're trying to escape the knife, right? Would you walk up to an animal with a knife in your hand, just without the guns and all the fancy technology, and be like, "You're going to die today"? What are they going to do? what do they do in the wild when a predator chases them? They want to live, right? They run away, they jump, they hop.
Predators and there's prey. Like that's just natural. So that's how it's always been. Humans are predators because we're top of the food chain, so they say, right? So it's a battle you're never going to win because there's always going to be people that, no matter what supplements you can buy, it's not the same as actually putting meat in your freezer and providing for your own family. Like it's just not the same. So I can grow a huge garden, and I do.
Yeah.
And because I live on a farm. So
sure.
Guess what? Like I'm gonna do as much myself as I possibly can, right? So instead of the consumerism and going to the grocery store all the time, people don't actually know where their meat comes from.
Right. No, I get it. Like, and that's definitely one part of the problem, though. But the problem is saying that animals are just meals to us, though, right? That's what I'm trying to say is that regardless of how we treat them in this life, we're still saying that at the end of the day, you're just a barcode to me. You're just an animal. You're a meal. You're a 5-minute meal for me, and that's all you'll ever be.
Appreciate the animals. And
well, if I appreciate somebody, if I
doing a hoorah, it's like I still respect the animal and I still respect the land that they live on, and I'm still respecting.
What shows more respect, leaving them alone or killing them?
If you want overpopulation and you want to hit a bunch of deer with your car, then be my guest.
Do you know what the cause of overpopulation of deers is?
I literally live on a farm.
Do you know?
See it.
No, I get it. But do you know what the cause of overpopulation is for the wildlife? It's because we're putting up farmland all the way, right? We're taking away the natural predators. We're killing them because they harm farms. So, like wolves and that sort of thing, which are going to eat the deer anyways.
We don't have wolves around here, though. We have coyotes, and we have a coyote problem too, right?
Sure.
So,
yeah, we're actually messing up by adding all this agriculture, and 1/3 of all land across.
By adding agriculture?
Yeah, animal agriculture.
Agriculture was here before.
Farm, not in the numbers it is now. We use 1/3 of the landmass of the world.
Are you saying that landmass is worse than killing animals?
I'm saying that we are causing more animal death because we are purposely wanting to have more animals on it. Yep. Do you even know how many we kill a year?
Kill what?
Livestock.
Oh, well, I'm not in that business.
70 billion.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
And that's commercial.
Yeah.
But I already told you that that's not like really where I stand. I'm not like. Okay. I'm with you there. You know what I mean? Like I get it. Like I don't like the idea of.
I'm just saying that if it's not I'm just saying that
death and
I understand what you're saying.
They're doomed before they're
it's wrong to put them in cages. I think it's also wrong to hunt them down too, right? I wouldn't hunt down a human and kill him for sport, right? So we say the same thing with serial killers, right? We don't kill.
But you can't compare people to animals. You just can't. That's not where society is right now.
But do animals
back 100 years? Then maybe when laws were different and like society had a different mindset. But nowadays, like you just can't compare animals.
Do animals want to live?
People can go to psychiatric hospitals for their mental health issues.
Yeah. We're not talking about
people, you know what I mean?
Well, we're not talking about that. What I'm saying is do animals?
People just don't.
What is the trait difference between animals and humans that matters?
I don't know, because honestly,
do they both want to live?
You know what?
Do we both want to live? Animals and humans.
Sure, they do.
Do we both have an experience of life? Do we both have an experience of life?
Sure. But
what gives us the right to take one of their right to life and their experience of life away for a 5-minute meal?
It's not just a 5-minute meal.
Okay, a 10-minute meal.
Freezer.
Sure.
It's
even a year's worth.
A whole winter.
Sure.
Like I don't really know where you're going with this because it's just not gonna make any sense to me.
I know it doesn't. Hunters are definitely the hardest ones to crack for sure.
Well, hunters see it both ways, but
can I give you something there to think on there? No obligations or anything like that, but the best speech you'll ever hear on YouTube. Do you have YouTube?
I can get on YouTube, yeah.
We're just saying, cut it out. You don't need to harm animals anymore. It's 2020, right? So, but
I think
he's got a really good speech.
Start for veganism would be the large chain, slaughterhouses and such. But
how about you stop hunting and come help me out with those guys?
Like I said, I'd rather the meat on my dish be from what I know to be they had a healthy life, they had a happy life, and
until the day was ended by somebody else against their will.
But they didn't know, and they didn't suffer.
Oh, yeah.
They didn't smell blood. They didn't smell death. They didn't stuck in a chute. They weren't.
It was still against. It still wasn't the day that they wanted to die, right?
You know?
It's not the day that they wanted to die.
Their brains aren't that big. Their brains are not that big.
Still the same with a mentally retarded or an infant. But does that mean I can kill an infant with that same logic?
Well, I mean, the Germans did. So.
But yeah, and what do we call them? Nazis? Do we think it's okay?
No.
Then why would we do it to animals? Here's some free vegan meals and stuff like that. So if you're
well, actually, yeah.
Some really good stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's good.
I'll let you get on your walk there. Thanks for taking time to stop me. I really appreciate it. Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, hit the notification button so you don't miss a video. Thanks so much.
Don't tell me you believe that. Aren't you just gonna take that? Or will you fight back?